My name is Michelle Huda-Wilkerson. I'm an assistant professor at the University of California at Berkeley Graduate School of Education. And this is my son, Chiro, who did not exist at the beginning of the formulation of this special issue, but here he is.
I'm Joe Pullman. I'm a professor at University of Colorado Boulder in the School of Education. Most of us who were involved in the special issue believe as a baseline is that data is a very important aspect of contemporary people's personal lives and social and civic lives. And all kinds of data is being produced, and much of that data is made available to the public. But the public needs to have an understanding of how to participate in conversations, making sense of data to support arguments and make decisions in their personal lives and in civic life.
There's been a lot of movement in the past 5 to 10 years around data science education, especially at the undergraduate level. Within that context, we started wondering about what might the role of the learning sciences be in that, given that we have so many well-developed theoretical frameworks around reasoning about self, reasoning about technological infrastructures, thinking about sort of how people experience new disciplines as they emerge. There's just a wealth of theories that we thought were really relevant for this change that we were seeing in data science education at the undergraduate level, and then especially as it was pushing into the K through 12 space.
We wanted to bring together conversations in the data science world, which had become increasingly interested in data science education, and the learning sciences world, which has a lot to say, as Michelle was saying, in how learning about any topic, including data and its relationship to disciplinary learning and action and decision-making in society, is situated in people's lives. So that's how we came up with this notion of the topic of the special issue is not just data science education, it's situating data science and how learning about data becomes relevant in young people's lives and learners' lives, and then how that relates to the kind of learning experiences they can have and the ways that they can use thinking about data in their lives.
One thing I really like about this special issue is that it takes a lot of really innovative and new work in the learning sciences around data, but puts it in direct conversation with our commentators who have been thinking about learning with data from different disciplines and orientations for a really long time. When I see a lot of the discourse around the utility of data, just in everyday life, but also in education, it usually focuses on the dangers of data, which are important to understand, or the potential and power of data, which is also important to understand. But I think that all of the articles in this issue really start to bring those two together in nuanced ways to ask, what does it mean for someone to be discerning about data and to treat it as a social text, as something that contains bias, that contains error, but can still let us learn new things. And just sort of it brings a more balanced view to how we should be treating data in education, and I think more generally.
There are all kinds of educators trying to work on this issue because it's so important how data gets used. So we wanted to gather some of the best contemporary ideas coming out of the learning sciences that can speak to that and set an agenda. I think looking at this set of 6 articles that are in the special issue and the commentaries, especially at the end, sets an agenda for how we can look to the future and what other research needs to be done in the next few years to continue making good progress on this.
The questions that frame the contributions in this special issue are, in what ways are reasoning with data influenced by learners' situatedness, so their connectedness to the data itself, but also to the field of data science, also to the data contexts, so the places in which data are collected and about which they speak. And then given those relationships and how things are influenced, how can educators build on those relationships with data to develop a more ethical and effective data science education?
I really hope a wide range of people take a look at these articles and commentaries and think about how it can affect their work. And we want learners in our contemporary societies to be involved in the production, transformation, and reasoning with those data, and to be able to take agency to use those data to improve and change their lives and the world that we live in.